None. It went full on. We didn't even bother trying to write a story mode. Just your standard, typical, repetitious.
I'm
just gonna fight a couple battles to get used to the battle again. Well, they're monsters. They should be ugly. Honestly, like, sexy Lamias are kind of lame. Monsters should look like a monster, you know? What's up, Retro Phoenix? Thanks for the host. Alright, I'm good now.
Need to be careful not to...
Turn this down a little bit. It's a little loud. A little less. So, last time on this game, lots of story stuff happened. We ended up going into this Earth Link thingy, and we learned, like, a lot of the origin of, like, some of the characters and stuff. So, big time spoilers about to happen. So if you don't care, I mean, you shouldn't really care about the story that much, but if you do care, it's about to happen. Probably right now, honestly. Yep.
Eisen, you said a human soul can be reborn as a Malak given the right trigger, right? Is that something that happens frequently?
What kind of trigger?
A
chrono
I don't
trigger.
have an answer for that. We know that humans are sometimes reborn as Malakim, but not how or why. It's more likely among people with greater resonance, but the process is still a mystery.
Huh. So it's not something that happens, or that can be made to happen easily. Ordinarily.
You could also play a visual novel, yeah.
Velvet's sister was reborn as Ceres, and her unborn child came back as Laphicet. What are the chances of that?
It might not have been chance. They both died on the Scarlet Night. Their rebirths may have been influenced by the sacrificial ceremony.
Are you saying that Innominat made it happen on purpose?
Call it an educated guess. But I don't think even an Empyrean can control the lives of humans or Malakim at his whim.
If it wasn't chance, it might have been destiny.
Velvet said she ate Ceres, her own sister reborn as a Malak. How could such a horrible thing be destiny?
Sorry. I didn't mean to make light of a tragedy, but our fates intertwine. The good and the bad, whether we like it or not. That's what makes it destiny, right?
It's almost like
True.
a tale of destiny.
But this...
Get a hold of yourself, Eleanor. Velvet and Laphicet are in rougher waters than any of us. They'll be looking to you to light their way.
Yes. I must remain calm and steady.
So, first off, what Toadzine said is pretty much nailed it. Like, there's some cool things about the story, but they did exactly that. They threw everything at the wall and just saw what stuck, and that's it. So even the things that, like, when you throw everything at the wall to see what sticks, like he says, when the things that do stick, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, you know? Like, if I put every seasoning in a pot of stew, every seasoning in the world, to try and, you know, it'll just the good ones will make it good and the bad ones won't matter. No, that's not what happens. You know, like, the pot just turns into a mess. It doesn't taste like it tastes like just ugh. You know, so it doesn't matter. Like, you need to take out the things that don't mix, the things that are not seasoning for this game, and it doesn't matter. Well, I think the expression comes from spaghetti, Crixie, because when you throw spaghetti at a wall, it should stick if it's done. But yeah, I think that's exactly what happened, is they just kind of threw everything at it, and because it really does have way too much dialogue. Like, so much could be cut out, and just like subtle expression and animation and character interactions could cover that, but they just write, and they 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 write. All the generic dialogue, all of it, all the generic dialogue in the history of time that's ever been conceived. They just do it all. But it's not even, I mean, yeah. Alright, let's go.
Look! Over there!
An Earth Pulse rift. We may be able to get out from there.
But not before you fight me!
Arthur, there's something I'd like to speak to you about. Alone.
Thanks, Chrono Crash, for the 150 bits. Let me know where you want to vote that that vote to go to, by the way, because this is likely the last day.
And free of malevolence. These must be sacrificed on the Scarlet Night.
Ah, yes. The ceremony to resurrect Innominat. You read my book.
I haven't fully mastered the ancient tongue yet, but I have read your notes. You wrote that if Innominat is resurrected, we can make a world free of demons.
7 years ago, a soul with strong resonance, my own unborn son, was sacrificed for that purpose. Now,
How did he know he was a son?
Innominat's resurrection is
They don't have technology to know that kind of thing.
Because of that, everyone's resonance has grown stronger, enabling them to see demons.
Yes, that's the truth behind the opening.
Pretty much, Toadzine. The game is fun as hell, though. If you can get
one
past
more
that, the
person
playing the
is
game is
sacrificed.
so much fun.
Innominat's resurrection will be complete, and his power will spur the creation of many new exorcists.
And there is another Scarlet Night very soon. Arthur, I must ask.
He's gonna volunteer.
Luffy said.
Can't I be the sacrifice?
I knew it.
Tell me, why do you think that birds fly?
I think that birds fly because they must. Why else would they have wings if not to embrace the sky? I have wings too, weak as they are. That's why I must fly, now! If we miss this Scarlet Night, the next won't be for another 3 years. By then, I won't be alive.
Luffy said, why would you say such a thing?
The 12-year sickness. That's the name of my disease.
So you know.
I'm not afraid of being sick. But I don't want to just be a burden on everyone until I die. I couldn't take it.
I actually like it, Tagrineth. I'll explain why.
Your wings are your will, and they are strong.
Lars,
After the cutscene.
please. You can't tell Velvet about this.
Well, actually, because this cutscene's likely to be 18 hours long, because that's what all cutscenes are like, I'm going to explain why I like the flightless, why do birds fly analogy. So, like, it's because, like, what they're getting at is that why do birds fly? It's their purpose. It's what they do. It's what they're made for. It's just that that's what they are. It's like, why do snakes slither? Because they're snakes, you know? That's just what they do. And so what Luffy said is getting at it is he's saying, why must I be the sacrifice? Because I was made for that. I was built for that. That is my purpose, you know? So, like, basically, I kind of like it because it's like saying, look, this is my nature. It has to be. And I think it does actually pretty well. I'm actually really impressed by it. And this whole, like, why do birds fly has been a reoccurring question. And it's felt kind of awkward and stupid at first, but now that it's come back to that, I think it's actually pretty good. Of course, they're going to overwrite the absolute hell out of it, and they're just going to keep talking about it, and they're going to throw it in your face like, how dare you try and figure out this analogy by yourself? We need to spell it out for you because you're an idiot, so take that. Of course, once again, this is an anime game. It's written for children. Of course, they kind of have to over-explain some things so that kids can get it, you know? But man, I love a good, like, subtle analogy like that. And to just let it be left alone so you can pick up on it and figure it out, because it's such a rewarding feeling to like see the deeper meaning of the dialogue. And granted, this isn't the type of game that's going to have a lot of deep dialogue or anything like that, but it's still nice, you know? And yeah, I agree, it wasn't presented very super well at first, you know? You won't know the answer. You know what it's like, Flurp? It's like those people that are like, how are they gonna have fun if I don't tell them how to have fun, basically? Or like, how are you going to know how to play the game if I don't tell you exactly how to play the game? Like backseaters and stuff. That's what the game. That's the same mentality. How are you going to know the answer to this clever dialogue unless I spell it out for you and ruin it? It's just like, you know, like just You saw it coming that Laffy was gonna volunteer? Oh, okay, nice. But you know what? Actually, go back to the first 10 episodes of my Tales of Berseria playthrough on YouTube, and you will see me talking about how, or here, I guess, about how Violet doesn't have a motive to be mad about Laphicet's sacrifice. And I believe it was last week or the week before, I mentioned something about like how I bet you anything that there's something about this whole situation that could have completely changed Velvet's perspective on this whole thing and would have quelled her rage before it even began. And I was right, because if he had just say, listen, Laffy volunteered, this was his purpose, you know, he told me this was it, like, and then she would have been like, what, you know? But of course they would have forced it, being like, you're a liar, I'm still mad, but whatever. Yeah. Anyway.
I promise.
I'll make a new world. A world where
you think
my
Arthur may have
sister can be
manipulated it?
happy.
Maybe. I don't think Arthur's the villain though. There's gonna be a random villain pop up that's gonna be the actual villain.
Don't talk to me about Will! About Wings! Both of you! Together! You betrayed me!
Whoa, hey! What's everyone apologizing for? We're a family, right? Hurry back. I'll make you a quiche, just the way she taught me. No kidding. I think you'll be an exorcist to rival even him.
Shut up!
He fell further than this back at the shrine. I will have my revenge. Revenge for Laphicet! Laphicet knew so much more pain than I ever will. And still, I couldn't do anything for him.
But it was the right thing to do, potentially.
I'm sorry.
It's kind of like Final Fantasy X. The whole sacrificing the summoner, like, it was a necessary thing to that world.
And I believed it! Die! 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 Die!
It's a kitty!
Get out of my way, you disgusting monster!
As far as the people are concerned, there is no other way, so.
What is this thing?
An amalgamation of multiple demons?
It doesn't matter what it is! I'll devour it until it's dead! Finish! Scarlet Edge!
This thing blocks like frickin' nobody's business.
Slow down! Twin whip! Pierce! Bring it down! Bring it down! Double haze! Double haze! Double haze! Vanishing thunder! Finish! Scarlet Edge! Heaven's Rapid!
Uh-oh.
Blade, here's true! Revenge throw! Roaring thunder!
Form 6!
Roaring thunder!
Shit, I got lost.
Hurricane! Double haze! Frost!
Roaring thunder!
I messed up. See this? Nice one! I'll stop you!
Can I switch out, please? It's not letting me switch.
See this? Shooting
I want
star.
Violet back!
I'll stop you!
No, not for Laphicet. What the hell? Oh my god, whatever.
Pressure! Barrage!
Oh, there goes my heals.
No mercy! Wounds that won't heal! Carving the flesh! Lethal pain! Moonlight Cyclone!
Why isn't it letting me swap?
Hurricane! See this?
Slow down!
Forget the pain and move!
Slow down! Finish! Thermal Skewer! Lightning! Rain down! Slow down! Shock Drum! Pierce! I'll help you! Dark and light! Thermal Skewer! Let's it rock! On you! Drum! Let's it rock! Shield Drop! Void Fire! Slow down! Scarlet Edge! Earthquake! Devour! Rain down! Shock Drum! Scarlet Edge! Devour! Hot Storm! Finish! Whirling Serpent!
Man, this thing is super block happy.
There we go. Slow down! Finish! Scarlet Edge! Slow down! Slow down! Slow down!
Blaze of wind! Slice them!
Devour! Slow down! Finish! Scarlet Edge!
Phantoms, rip them apart!
Slow down!
Hellgate,
I'll
you're wide
help you!
Yeah. Well, I got him. He was 18